and welcome back to our channel FHL. So today we are going to see a poem written by the American poet Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman is one of the most famous poets of America, and he is called as the American poet, and he is also sometimes called as America. He is America because his writing has captured so much of America. But before getting into the title of this Walt Whitman's poem, let's talk about few things. Okay, so often in our life we humans are asked to learn something from animals. Like, we are considered more superior than animals usually, but we are asked to look at animals. Like, we are considered the most sensible of all the other living beings, but we are asked to look at the animals. Okay, and this happens many times in our life because humans are becoming more and more senseless in their behavior. Okay, and sometimes in the name of civilization they act very senseless, and each time it gets only worse. What humans do and their behavior only gets worse. And one more thing, even the wild animals, the animals that we have categorized as wild animals, they seem to act more sensible and less wild than humans. Humans have a tendency to act much wilder than the animals which are considered as wild animals. Okay, we would have come across various videos on social media where we would have seen wild animals being very kind and compassionate, like being very friendly even to humans. Okay, humans are hard to trust. Human beings are very hard to trust, yet they are loving and kind to human beings. So all these sometimes makes us wonder, like, are they more sensible than us, or how did they get all these qualities? Like, the qualities of love and affection are supposed to be present in humans, but I find them more in animals now. How have they got these qualities? So this is what Walt Whitman discusses in his poem Animals. Okay, the title of the poem is Animals. It's just animals. There is nothing special about the title. It's just plain and simple. It's just animals. So now let's dive into the poem. Okay, I'll read the poem once. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie away in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get these tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Okay, and that's the poem. So the poem is very simple. If you read it, you would have already understood what the poem is about. Like, now let's see it line by line. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. So the poet is very straight. Whitman is straight. Okay, he has straight away conveyed what he wants to convey. Okay, I just want to live with the animals. I'm done with the humans. I'm so done with you all. I wish to live with animals. You being a worse, living with animals seems to be much better. And why? They are so placid and self-contained. Placid means very peaceful and calm, and they are self-contained. What do you mean by that? Self-contained means self-satisfied. Okay, they are satisfied with what they have. Okay, so I wish to I could turn and live with animals. Instead of living with my humankind, I prefer to live with animals because they are so placid and self-contained. They are satisfied with what they have. They are content with what they have. I stand and look at them long and long. So the poet tells, I stand and observe them. Okay, long and long. Long and long means I stand and look at them continuously for a long period of time. Like they are so wonderful. I see the characters that I should be seeing in human beings. Okay, so he just stands and looks at them long and long. And next stanza. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. And they could never see an animal which complains about other animals or which complains about their conditions. Unlike humans, animals just accept what happens to them, and they just move on with their life. They do not go to the other animal and tell, no, I didn't get any food today, I have to suffer today, I don't have this in my life, there is a problem in the tree that I am living in, I have this problem, I have that problem. No animal ever complains like that. No animal sweat and whine. Sweat and whine refers to complaining continuously. Okay, they don't talk about those things. They never talk about it. If something happens, they accept it and they just move on with their life. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Okay, so this is something related to religion. Okay, so people who are very religious, like when they feel like they have committed a sin and when they feel like they have to repent, they just go and pray to God and ask for His forgiveness. But what actually happens after forgiveness? They tend to repeat what they did. Okay, they commit some evil deed and at night they just pray to God to forgive their sins, and the next day they just continue with their evil deeds. But animals don't do that. They just don't go at night and pray and weep for their sins because they are already living a very peaceful life and they haven't done anything like that. Also, Whitman considers this act to be very silly and stupid because, like, what's the point in praying and weeping for your sins and then continuing it the next time? What's the point in that? That is, like, you prayed and weep for something that you have committed, for a sin that you have committed, then you should stop doing that the next day. But you just continue that, and after continuing again, you pray and weep and ask God for His forgiveness. After receiving the forgiveness, you just keep on doing your evil deed. This is hypocrisy. This is complete hypocrisy. And this action is utterly stupid. And this kind of stupidity Whitman doesn't find in animals. So that's why he wants to be with animals. And then the next line. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Okay, no animal comes and just goes and tells other animal like, you have these responsibilities for God, you have to do these puja, you have to do this, you have to do that for God, you have to give sacrifices, you have to worship Him at this time, you have to do this at that time, at this point of time you have to do this, you have to pray like this. No, none of the animals talk anything like that. They never talk about any responsibilities to God. But humans do. Okay, like mostly religious people, they tend to make religion something different. Religion is something that supposed to bring people together, and it is supposed to spread love. But religious people have become more and more critical and judgmental about their fellow humans' behavior. Okay, they instead of spreading love, they tend to become more judgmental and critical about each and every behavior of human, and this is really very annoying. Okay, and this is very much annoying, and people hate it. Okay, religion is supposed to spread love and keep people disciplined, but the responsibilities that religious people say that we have to offer to God makes people sick, and they hate religion because of that. People accept being disciplined. People accept being they would accept when it is about spreading love, but it makes it very silly when it is all about duties and responsibilities. So Whitman is so much frustrated with these kind of activities among humans. So he tells, no animal, they do not make me sick, they do not make me sick, they do not make me get irritated, they do not annoy me by discussing their duty to God. Okay, so he tells, since they are like that, I prefer to live with them. And these two lines might make you think like Whitman is against religion, he doesn't believe in God. Whitman believed in God. Whitman believed in God, and he respected every religion, and he considered all religion to be equal. Though he did not belong to any religious party or any religious group, he always considered all religion to be equal, and he accepted all religion. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. So materialism, humans tend to possess everything. I want this is only for me, and this leads to greed and jealousy, and it also leads to selfishness. Everything is only for me, everything is only for me, possessing things more than that is needed. Okay, and animals never have this quality. They just satisfy their needs, they don't satisfy their wants and desires. But humans, they always possess things more than they need. So that is why he is frustrated with humans, because they are never satisfied with what they have, unlike animals. And another thing that frustrates him about humans is, now one yields to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. No animal kneels to another animal. There is no superiority among animals. No animal considers it to be superior over other animals. Since there is no superiority, there definitely will be no inferiority. But it is not the same in humans. Some humans tend to think that they are superior than other humans. For example, in India we have casteism. Okay, so what is casteism? Like it told that all humans are not equal. Some are superior. So if some are considered superior, definitely some will be considered inferior. So it created a discrimination. But there is nothing like that among animals. Not one kneels to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. There is no discrimination among animals. No one kneels to another animal and be their slave. No animal is considered superior. Since no animal is considered superior, there is no inferiority among them. Not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Okay, and another silly thing that we humans do is we tend to worship some of our ancestors in the name of respecting. Okay, we do such silly things, and you couldn't find that among animals. No animal worships another animal which lived long before them. Okay, not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. Okay, this line just tells they do not have anything. Okay, they just live their life peacefully, and they just move on with their life. They accept if something happens. Okay, they just accept if something happens. They don't sit and whine about it. Okay, they don't sit and whine about it. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Okay, and they do not discuss about their duties and responsibilities to God, and they do not have the habit of like wanting to possess everything. Okay, since they don't have all these qualities, they just live their life peacefully without any complaints. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. So Whitman tells he stands and looks at them. I stand and look at them long and long. He stands and looks at them long and long. And now they are showing their relations to me and I accept them. He could find the relations, he could find a relationship with them and they are ready to give it to him. Okay, and he accepts it. Okay, they bring me tokens of myself. Okay, he is telling they bring me tokens of myself, and myself here refers to humans. Okay, myself here refers to humans. They just bring tokens of myself, qualities of humans. Okay, they evince them plainly in their possessions and they hold them safely in their heart. Okay, they hold them safely in their heart and they share it to others. I wonder where they get those tokens, and it makes Whitman wonder, like, how did these animals get these like qualities, the qualities that are supposed to be present in humans, but now I see it in animals. How did they get? Okay, and he also tells maybe I would have walked among them, I would have lived among them. When I had walked among them, when I had lived among them, I would have dropped all these qualities carelessly, negligently, and they would have picked it and cherished it. And that's the poem. Thank you.